We'll go ahead and get started. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Alicia Nallett. I'm the Director of Communications for the Wisconsin Builders Association. If you haven't already joined us for one of these webinars, we launched this new web series in December and are using the kind of current virtual times to be able to bring you all 30-minute virtual webinars that can hopefully provide you guys some benefits for yourself and your business. So quickly before I turn it over to the panelists for today, we at the Wisconsin Builders Association are comprised of nearly 4,000 members that are anybody from builders and contractors, along with those who support the home building industry. So landscapers, designers, lenders, insurers, subcontractors, suppliers, anybody that's kind of involved in the building industry. And membership with the WBA is three-part and includes membership with us at the state level, along with one of the 21 locals across the state, depending on where you're located, and also the National Association of Home Builders. So with that, I'll turn it over to Adam, who is joining us today from Frankenmuth Insurance. If you have a question for Adam, feel free to type it into the chat box or use the raise hand feature, and we'll be sure to get your question answered during the Q&A portion. So Adam, you can take it from here.
Excellent, thank you. Yes, as Alicia said, I am Adam Obler. I'm a field manager for Frankenmuth Insurance. I am located in Green Bay, Wisconsin, born and raised in Wisconsin. Alicia and I were talking about it today. I'm still not a fan of cold weather, but I was born and raised here. Frankenmuth Insurance is located in Michigan. So we're a Midwestern company. We do represent, there we go. We do represent about 14 states. We're expanding that as well, so our state footprint will grow. We do not go west of the Mississippi. We do pretty much everything from the Midwest. We have a Southwest region, and then Northeast as well. So today, what are we going to talk about? Just a quick, brief introduction on Frankenmuth. Benefits to the program that we have partnered with. Obviously, Frankenmuth is the endorsed insurance carrier for the WBA, and I'm just going to kind of walk through what that means to you guys, and then the products that we offer to you, and then I'm going to touch on controlling your insurance costs. It's a topic near and dear to my heart, and in this virtual world, it's kind of a challenge for me because I tend to get a little insurance nerdy or ramble on a little bit. So if I do, I apologize. Raise your hand and just tell me to move on. Or if you have any questions or want me to go into more detail, I will definitely do so. But I'll try to keep it pretty high level just to give you guys some context of why being a member of the Builders Association and partnering with Frankenmuth really impacts your bottom dollar, saving you money and improving your business. And then just a quick part on how to contact your agent and how to connect with Frankenmuth and your Frankenmuth agent. So real quick, Frankenmuth, like I said, based in Michigan. Our financial stability, we are AM Best, A rated. AM Best is a independent organization that ranks insurance companies based on their financial stability. Are we going to be able to pay your claim, yes or no? We're A ranked. So we have a great reputation. Frankenmuth, 150 years, obviously, been in the business and primarily insuring contractors. That is our main focus. Well over 60% of all of our commercial accounts are contracting. So we focus on contractors. That is kind of who we are, who we grew up as. And as you'll see when I touch on some of the products, we just launched brand new state-of-the-art products on 2/1. So they're about 2 weeks old, just continuing to develop new stuff to make sure that our partners in the contracting realm are always protected the best we can. So there is our footprint. As I said, we're mainly in the Midwest states, and then we've got that Southeast region, and we actually had purchased a company up in the Northeast in that Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire area. And expanding, we are going to be pushing west of the Mississippi in the next couple of years to increase our footprint. All right, let's dive into some of the details here. Wisconsin is, like I said, we're this endorsed carrier. It started on 4/1/2020. Kind of got a slow start due to COVID and everything that wonderful time has brought upon us. But we do have a history with other associations in the Sheboygan area, and we are and have been the endorsed carrier for the Michigan Builders Association for quite some time. That is a very robust program. We insure a ton of builders in Michigan, and that program has grown over the years. Just again, so you guys are aware, we do not have a membership listing of all the contractors and everybody that's associated with the WBA. That is just a simple privacy issue, and candidly, probably, we don't want it. We want to earn your business. We want you to go through your agent and ask specifically for a Frankenmuth contract. Well, I'll touch on that a little bit later on, what you need to do if you're interested in getting a Frankenmuth quote for your business. And you do need to be a member of a local to qualify. So when you are, again, we don't know that you're a part of the Builders Association. So when you are asking for a Frankenmuth quote, be sure to specifically tell your agent that you are a member, because we do give you discounted rates. Your insurance will be cheaper if you are part of the Builders Association and you go through and get your insurance through us. A very simple reasoning behind that. These programs have been proven to be very, very profitable. You guys are kind of the top of the line builders in your field, members in your field, and therefore you earn a discount in your insurance. So there's just a quick brief recovery of kind of some of the benefits of the programs. I'm not going to get into too many specifics here. Again, if you have any questions on the end, I'll have all my information up. You can ask now, or shoot me an email, or reach out to your agent, and they can answer any questions you have about any of these in detail. Some of these I will touch on later. The other really nice benefit of part of the program, all the premium dollars that are paid into us, if and when that book of business is profitable, which it traditionally has. Like I said, it's always been a very good partnership with us. We actually reimburse some of the profit that we make back to the Wisconsin Builders Association and your local chapters to help sponsor meetings, events, educational opportunities, anything to help grow the Builders Association. So, even by getting your insurance through Frankenmuth, you're helping the WBA out as well. All right, products. I'm not going to go too deep into this. This is probably more of something you and your agent can go over when you're actually quoting your insurance specifically. Just because we know every single builder is different. We do tailor your insurance to your particular exposure, and that's something you can go over. But the main part that I wanted to make sure everybody's aware, we offer everything you could need, from builder's risks, property liability, inland marine, umbrella, and workers' comp. Workers' comp is the part of this that I'm going to touch on a little bit more in depth, because workers' comp is a very unique insurance, obviously governed by the state. We don't choose the rates as the insurance carrier. We don't have any power over any of that. That is all done by the state. And because of that, your workers' comp rates, the amount of premium that you pay on your workers' comp is very, it's impacted by you, and you can control that more so than I think a lot of people understand. And that's going to be the kind of heart of today's presentation. I'm going to kind of go into some detail on how you, the Builders Association, and Frankenmuth can kind of partner together to make sure that you're paying less workers' comp premium than your competition down the road. All right, so let's dive into it. This is the part I'm going to try to stay really high level, just to kind of give you guys a basic understanding of how this works. And then once you understand how workers' comp premium is generated, then you'll start to realize how you can actually have a very big impact on the amount of premium you pay into workers' comp. So workers' comp insurance in Wisconsin is set by your experience mod. And like I said, that is set by the state. The WCRB are the ones who tell us how much we should charge you. And it's a very simple Very simple equation. It's the actual losses that you have had over the last 3 years divided by what the state would expect somebody like a home builder to have. And that's based on mass data that every home builder across the country has X amount of losses every year. So that's how many we expect you to have. So if you have more losses than we expect you, you're going to pay more. If you have less losses than we expected you to have, you're going to pay less. But it's not that simple. The actual loss is a definition in quotes. So the actual loss, this is the important part. Medical only. So one of your employees get injured, they go get stitches, they come back to work, then they come back to work, they don't miss any time. Those costs in that equation are reduced by 70%. So when it actually comes down to how much premium you pay, those are reduced by 70%. It's the lost time claims when your employee has been injured for a long period of time that they have to lose, they're losing time at work, they're sitting at home, rehabbing or whatever the case may be. Those are the ones that really impact your modification, which ultimately is how much you pay. 100% of the first $10,000 is applied to your actual loss. And then it discounts after that, depending on the loss and the situation and what type of contractor you are. But it's not 70%. I'll tell you that. You're gonna get a vast majority of every dollar paid in that claim. That's going to impact your actual loss. And then, like I said, it goes by a 3-year history. So now that we know how your work comp modification factor is calculated, let's just kind of go through why that's important and what we can do to keep it below 1. So again, actual loss divided by expected loss. So let's say you have $10,000 in losses. Your expected losses is $10,000. You have a 1.0 mod. That means you're average. That means you're paying an average price for your workers' comp. Now let's say you have excellent loss experience and you have a 0.7 mod. So you're getting a 30% credit. You're paying 30% less than your competition down the road. And I think this is where you can start to see how it's really important to keep your workers' compensation costs down. You're bidding on a new job and you're saving 30% on the highest mark of insurance that you're paying, more than your competition down the road who might be paying 1 or 2 times more because they have a higher mod. And that all goes right to your bottom dollar. So now let's get into what makes partnering with the WBA and Frankenmuth specifically a benefit, and what we do to keep workers' comp costs down. You heard me say earlier today that I really enjoy workers' comp in Wisconsin. I think it's a great line of coverage because it really truly makes us partner together. When we win, you win. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Keep getting your employees back to work, keeping them safe, keeping them healthy is obviously a win for you. You pay less in premium. We pay less in claims, and it's an absolute win across the board. So we have invested a lot of money and time and expertise into helping you lower your costs. I won't go through all of them right there. We got the big ones, the key ones, obviously developing a workplace safety program, mock OSHA inspections. We all love when OSHA shows up and walks through everything. We can help you do a mock inspection and help you get in front of any OSHA fines that may happen, help you out, make sure those don't happen. Something most people don't know, but OSHA is a for-profit company. They are not a not-for-profit. They make money. It's their jobs to come out and make sure everybody's safe, and then also fine you when you're not. And eliminating those fines it's a nice way to keep your insurance costs down. And the other one that I want to talk on a little bit more in detail today is the early return to work programs. They are extremely critical. And as I went through and how that EMOD is calculated, that lost time when your employee is sitting at home, not working, that's the part of the claim that really, really impacts your insurance premium. Having a return to work early program is a wonderful way, and probably one of the #1 ways of making sure your insurance costs are as low as they possibly can be. All right, so here's just some quick benefits on early return to work. I won't bore you with the actual data and all the studies that are out there, but I'll just basically sum it up and says the quicker an employee returns to work, the better. And there's a zillion reasons for it. Obviously, I've listed some of them there. They're pretty intuitive. A worker sitting home on the couch collecting unemployment or collecting workers' comp benefits, watching TV all day has a lot of, the data shows they either don't come back to work ever, they leave and look for a job somewhere else, they lose their personal dignity and drive to continue to work. So we have developed a very robust return to work program that we can provide to you. Sorry, let me back up real quick. The one thing I forgot to mention, everything of this is free. This all comes with Frankenmuth insurance program. You reach out to us, have your agent reach out to us on any of the programs that we have available to you. It is all free. We do everything we possibly can to keep your employees as safe as we can. And the return to work program is one of them. We put together a program for you. It kind of takes you step by step, A, B, and C. Anything that we can to bring that worker back to work, even in a limited capacity. Obviously, if you blow out your rotator cuff or you hurt your back, you're not going to be able to do your full job duties. So we work with the doctors to make sure if they're on lifting constraints or whatever the reason of the injury and why they can't come back full time, that doesn't mean they can't sweep out a garage or maybe do some light duty work or even answer phones, make some sales calls. There's a lot of different things that are available to get that worker back into the office. The other thing that's very helpful with that is then they're in your domain, so you can watch them to make sure they are following the doctor's orders, they are following their lifting restrictions, whatever the program is to get them back out in the workforce. And again, studies have shown when a proud worker is answering phones or sweeping out garages, they tend to come back to work a lot faster than somebody who's sitting at home on the couch. Oh, click too soon. So that's one of many programs. I just wanted to highlight that. All of our programs go very in depth like this. So this is just one of many, many programs that we can have that we can help implement within your business to help reduce your insurance costs. So the reason why the return to work early program is so beneficial is that employee then is working, and that lost time claim, I'll go back a slide, that lost time claim right here that typically is 100%, that's reduced greatly as that employee comes back to work. So what does that mean? Your mod stays low. So even though you had a claim, you had an injured worker, they come back to work, your actual loss is reduced, therefore your mod is reduced, and you're not going to pay a ton of insurance premium. And I've seen it 1,000 times. It's literally what I do all day long. Is underwriting and looking at these losses that happen. And I see some of these contractors that are insured with other carriers that don't have programs like this, and their mod's a 1.3, 1.4. And I look at the claim and I just say that was not handled correctly. And yeah, the insurance company's paying out the claim, but you guys are paying for it in the end. Your mod's going to go up, and you're going to start forking out a lot of money in work comp premiums that you shouldn't or wouldn't necessarily need to if you had some of these programs in place, or you're with a carrier like Frankenmuth that can offer these types of programs. And then that goes to the Frankenmuth claims team. Again, we're a contracting company. That's what we're focused on. We have local workers' comp insurance. Mary is located right in Madison. She is our workers' comp adjuster for Wisconsin. She knows Wisconsin. She knows contracting, and she can help manage that claim, get your workers as healthy as they possibly can, get them back to work as quick as they can, and do it as inexpensive as it can be with all proper care to keep your claims dollars low and keep your mods low. I know it's probably no surprise, just like, there's good builders and there's bad builders out there. There's good doctors and bad doctors out there. Working with a company like us who has experience with these doctors 24/7, we know the good ones, we know the bad ones, and your insureds or your workers can pick whatever doctor they want, but if they ask, we can help direct them to occupational doctors who understand what a contractor goes through, what a rotator cuff tear looks like, and how to get them back to work as quick as possible. If they just go to their family physician, bounce around between 6 different doctors, it expends that time that they're gone. It hampers their care, and ultimately the business owners are the ones that are going to have to pay for that, on the back end. The other 2 parts that we take very seriously, we very closely monitor addictive medicine. Again, there's good doctors and bad doctors out there. Some of them love to throw opioids onto your employees to help the pain, which definitely works. But a billion studies have shown you take opioids too much, you're going to be addicted to them. You're never going to come back to work. So we very, very closely monitor that medication and work with doctors. And surgery costs, same thing. Surgeries are expensive, but doctors love to throw in extra things that weren't actually part of the operation. So we review every single bill that comes in, and we check the bill versus the actual operations log and make sure that every single thing that's in that bill was used. And we will delete the things that weren't used and help keep your costs down. Because again, all that stuff that we're paying is going to hit your mod, and you guys end up paying it in the long run. So we try to keep that as low as possible to keep your mod low. So that was a pretty high level discussion on just workers' comp, just return to work. I can go into very much more detail on a lot of these other things, and even more detail on return to work early programs and mods. But I will save you guys from the gory insurance details. But if anybody has any questions, something maybe you're not comfortable asking your agent, that you want to ask somebody who works for the carrier directly, I'd be more than happy to answer any questions that I can. But I myself am not a licensed agent. Nobody at Frankenmuth specifically is a licensed agent. We work through independent agents. We truly feel that is the best way for us to get our product out there, and candidly for you guys to have the best options available to you. If Frankenmuth's not the right company for you for whatever reason, that's fine. Your independent agent has access to 30, 40, 50 different carriers out there, all exceptional carriers that can help you and help get your coverage to where it needs to be. So that's why we work with independent agents, and it's been a wonderful relationship with us. So if you are interested in Frankenmuth and finding a Frankenmuth agent, right on our website, that's fmins.com. You jump out there, the very top of the screen, it's find an agent, throw in your zip code, and it will give you a list of every agent. I think it's in a 20 or 50 mile radius around that zip code of all the agents that represent Frankenmuth. And you can pick one. If you already have an agent and they represent Frankenmuth, I'd greatly appreciate reaching out to them and asking them, at the very least, ask them for a Frankenmuth quote. Obviously, I'm biased. I think our program is amazing, and we've focused greatly on the contracting industry. And I've seen a lot of times where somebody will chase a super high dividend or a cheap insurance policy, and they'll get a claim, it'll be mishandled, their mod skyrockets, their dividend goes down to nothing, and they left a good quality carrier for $1,000, and they're going to end up paying $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 more in their insurance costs over the next couple of years because they went to a carrier that doesn't have these kinds of programs. So that is just my ask. If it's not Frankenmuth, go to another carrier that specializes in contractors and has these kinds of programs, because it'll save you guys in the long run. Oh, clicking too fast. So here are all the different ways you can connect with us: Facebook, Twitter, you name it. We're out there. If you want to check our BBB, there's my information, my phone number, email address, anything else, any other questions that you guys have. Now is your chance. And I thank you guys. I've most of my family is in the contracting industry. I I love the work you guys do, and I appreciate your time today.
All right, if you guys have questions for Adam, feel free to do the raise hand feature, type it into the Q&A box. If you want to speak, I can also unmute you. If you just want to type that into the chat box that you have a verbal question, we can do that too. And I guess while you guys are thinking of questions, I'll go ahead and share my screen in just a second here. Let's see.
Here, I'll stop sharing so you can grab it.
All right, thanks. All right, so I'm sharing our website too. So Adam had shared where you can go on their website to find an agent. But also if you go to our website, which is just wisbuild.org, up on the top here, you'll see members only. You'll click that. Scroll down to the middle here where it says member benefits, click learn more. And then this is our list of all of the benefits that we offer to members. So up here, the first one under Affinity Partners is business insurance. You can click this option and this goes to the page that we have with Frankenmuth, and we also have kind of a shout out to Don Miller, who I know is joining us today from the Bremer Agency in Milwaukee. He's a longtime insurance provider for WBA as well. So you can get to this page, and this is where, I mean, you can look through kind of a summary of what Adam talked about today of what Frankenmuth offers, and you can click this agent link right here, which will take you to the page that Adam previously showed you, or if you're already working with Don Miller or are interested in working with him, you can click the Bremer Agency link here as well. So that's just another way that you guys can get to the information if you are looking for that. And it looks like we do have a question. Is there value in getting other WBA members to use Frankenmuth as well?
Is there a value? Yeah. Yes. The main value that right off the top of my head. Yeah. I mean, the bigger this program gets, and the more members that join the program, the more we can offer the WBA. The more money that we give back as part of that profit sharing plan, and yeah, it's just going to grow. It's just going to continue to offer more and more services through us, and the more premium dollars we have in Wisconsin, the more robust our services can get as well. So, you know, something we're looking at right now, drone coverage. Drones are becoming a major thing in the contracting industry. Our brand new forms have drone coverage on there, and we know that's an emerging thing. So we've already established a program for it and have it. If you don't use drones now, but you might use them in 2-3 years, and you've got a program with us, it'll be there. The coverage is there. Lawrence mentioned E&O. That is a big thing. That is another new product on our February 1st forms. We do offer contractors E&O. We have all kinds of different limits for contractors E&O, all the way up to $1 million. So no matter what limits your particular business offers, we do offer an errors and omissions, a contractor's errors and omissions as well.
Lawrence, I'm gonna unmute you. Do you have more to the E&O that you wanna ask Adam about? I just let's see here. I just asked to unmute you, so if you do have a further question for Adam on that, feel free to unmute yourself and you can ask him. Otherwise, if he answered it, then we can move on.
I just think it's important to touch on the fact that Frankenmuth does offer E&O for building contractors. A lot of insurance companies do offer E&O to HVAC and plumbers and electricians, almost all do, but very few will offer E&O for the work the builder self-performs. It's not the work of your subs, it's the work that you self-perform. And they'll also offer E&O to concrete contractors. That really sets them apart.
Yes, thank you for that. That's, yeah, something I take for granted that we offer that to builders, but good to know that we're we're one of the rare ones that do. I couldn't imagine not having that coverage being offered, but we definitely do.
Does anybody else have any questions for Adam before we let him go? All right, I think it looks like we have kind of wrapped up everything. We did record this session, so I'll follow up with an email to all of you with a recording of this, along with that link to the website Adam shared, as well as ours, so you guys can get to that with a simpler click if you want to get more information. And I will also include a link to our event page where we do have the links that you can sign up for our other sessions, our other 30 on Thursdays down the road. So thank you all for joining us, and you can check your emails later today, and there should be an email from me with the information that we covered. So thank you very much. Thanks, Adam.
My pleasure. Thank you, everyone.